on mandir demolitions, and back and forth over who's ordered 4 temples to be demolished. What about civic infrastructure in Delhi? Pin drop silence on that, on what will be done to improve the infrastructure of the national capital of the country. And unfortunately, in the last many weeks, none of the issues that I mentioned about air pollution, about farm fires, about civic infrastructure have actually made it into the political narrative of Delhi. Things that will benefit Delhiites, no mention of it whatsoever. With us referring to, in fact, the issues that are being raised versus what should be discussed, we hope in the run-up to the Delhi election, things will change. And these issues are brought up because this is where Delhiites are seeking change. Let's run you through our detailed report of the political storm that's broken out in Delhi. Remember, Prime Minister Modi tomorrow is going to be laying the foundation stone for a college, a Delhi University college named after Savarkar. This will be in Delhi's Najafgarh. And there's a big war of words over this. It's the launch officially of the Prime Minister's campaign in Delhi. That's not the only issue. There's also a face-off between the BJP and the Aam Aadmi Party, the central government and the state government, if you will, over farmers' welfare. Take a look at this report.
A fresh face-off has erupted over Veer Savarkar in the capital. Prime Minister Modi will be laying the foundation of a new college named after Savarkar on Friday. The name of the college has triggered a political war of words.
मुझे लगता है कि इनके पास जो आइकन्स नहीं हैं आज़ादी के आंदोलन के टाइम पे, इस तरीके के लोगों को लेके वो लेजिटिमाइज करवाना चाह रहे हैं. लेकिन कुछ भी करें, इतिहास के पन्नों में जो दर्ज है जो आज़ादी के लिए लड़ रहे थे और जो ब्रिटिश गवर्नमेंट का साथ दे रहे थे, उसमें हम लोग को फर्क करना चाहिए.
उनका इतिहास और उनका जो योगदान है इस भारत की स्वतंत्रता में वो अमूल्य है और हम सब भारतीयों को उसको नमन करना चाहिए. कांग्रेस की आपत्ति हमेशा जो है वो देश के उन शहीदों के लिए होती है जो उनकी विचारधारा के साथ नहीं थे, उसके खिलाफ ही रहते हैं वो. इसलिए कांग्रेस से हमें सर्टिफिकेट चाहिए भी नहीं.
A fight over farmers has also erupted, with Union Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan locking horns with Delhi Chief Minister Atishi. The Agriculture Minister has accused the Delhi government of ignoring the Kisan, blaming the current Chief Minister and her predecessor anti-farmer. Atishi hit back, saying that BJP talking about farmers is like Dawood talking about non-violence.
राज्य के प्रपोजल पर प्रस्ताव पर केंद्र योजनाओं का पैसा भेजता है और दिल्ली से कई योजनाओं के केंद्र सरकार की कोई प्रस्ताव आए ही नहीं, इसलिए उन योजनाओं का लाभ नहीं मिला. और इसलिए मैंने कहा कि भाई राजनीतिक प्रतिस्पर्धा किसान के कल्याण में बाधा नहीं बननी चाहिए.
जिस पार्टी ने 1 साल तक हिंदुस्तान के अन्नदाता किसानों को गुलाम की तरह दिल्ली की सड़कों पे, दिल्ली के आसपास बॉर्डर पे दुश्मनों की तरह ट्रीट किया, भारत की आजादी के बाद किसानों की सबसे बड़ी द्रोही कोई पार्टी है तो उस पार्टी का नाम है भारतीय जनता पार्टी.
Fight over voter list is the other big political flashpoint in the state of war, Delhi. At the center of the storm is Aam Aadmi Party MP Sanjay Singh and his wife Anita. BJP claims that Singh's wife has registered herself in multiple constituencies, including Uttar Pradesh's Sultanpur. The Aam Aadmi Party MP has now sued BJP leaders Amit Malviya and Manoj Tiwari for defamation.
ये सुल्तानपुर की नगर पालिका परिषद की वोटर लिस्ट है. भाभी जी का नाम वहाँ पे भी है, संजय सिंह का भी है और इधर एफिडेविट दे रहे हैं ये कि हम दिल्ली हरिनगर विधानसभा के निवासी हैं. झूठ छल कपट चरित्र में है, उनके रोम रोम में बसा हुआ है.
जब मैंने सूचना दे दी कि आप हमारा नाम यहां से काट दीजिए, मैंने अपनी जिम्मेदारी पूरी कर दी. अब किसी वोटर लिस्ट में, नगर पालिका की वोटर लिस्ट में मेरा नाम अगर था तो उसका देखना उसकी जिम्मेदारी कर्मचारी की है जो वोटर लिस्ट तैयार करता है.
Savarkar, farmers, voters list, illegals are the big issues dominating the discourse in poll-bound Delhi. But what about governance and development? Bureau Report, India Today.
And you're going to see an escalation in the political fight in Delhi as Prime Minister Modi will be kicking off his campaign in the national capital tomorrow. And it's going to start off with the Prime Minister laying the foundation stone for a Savarkar College in Delhi's Najafgarh that's already become a big political flashpoint. The BJP has said that their campaign is going to be surrounded over Vikas, over the development that they will bring to the national capital if they're voted to power. They've had stiff competition from the Aam Aadmi Party in the last many elections in the national capital and haven't been really successful in being able to break Kejriwal's juggernaut in Delhi. This time around, once again, they don't really have a face in the national capital, which is why they'll be banking heavily, relying heavily on Prime Minister Modi's campaign. Piyush Mishra is joining us live with more details of what really to expect from the BJP campaign. Piyush, the Prime Minister is starting things off in the national capital with the Savarkar College that he will be laying the foundation stone for.
Well, absolutely, Akshita. Tomorrow is a very crucial day as far as the politics in Delhi is concerned. PM Narendra Modi is not only going to announce various developmental schemes for Delhiites, but he is also going to inaugurate two DU campus, East and West campus. Sources are telling us that there will be one college that will come under West campus, and that college will be named after Veer Savarkar, and there will be another college that will come in Fatehpur Beri in East campus of Delhi, and that will be named after former BJP leader and Union Minister Sushma Swaraj. That's what we are picking from our sources, and after inaugurating this, we can expect BJP to go among the electorates on the issue of development and the work which the BJP-led central government is doing for the people of Delhi. At the same time, tomorrow there are some schemes which PM Narendra Modi is going to announce. These are the government programs. On January 5, Akshita, there will be another big Parivartan rally that will take place in Rohini of national capital, and in that rally we can expect all the MPs of Delhi, all the senior leaders of Delhi to participate, and that will be the actual day when we will see the kicking off of the campaign for BJP to take place. We are also
going to see essentially every political party's campaign heating up, because it is expected that the Election Commission sometime next week could announce the dates for the Delhi elections as to exactly when voting and the results will come out. So in the run-up to that, you can expect every political party to go all out aggressively in their campaign. Thanks very much, Piyush, for those details. On the issue of the Savarkar College that the Prime Minister will be laying the foundation stone for tomorrow, there's a big showdown, particularly the Congress objecting to the name of this tribute to Savarkar. Let's get you breaking news on that. The NSUI, which is in fact the Congress's student wing, has shot off a letter to Prime Minister Modi saying the DU College, the Delhi University College, that's said to be named after Savarkar, should instead be named after former Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh. The National Students Union of India, which is the Congress's college body, has written to Prime Minister Modi urging the government to essentially honour the legacy of former Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh by going ahead and naming educational institutions after him. Essentially, they're saying don't name this college after Savarkar, instead pay a tribute to former Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh. And in the letter that's been sent off to Prime Minister Narendra Modi, the NSUI has referred to Dr. Manmohan Singh's contributions to India's education sector and said, therefore, it's only fitting that this kind of a tribute be given to him. Remember, the Congress has been objecting to this name of Savarkar College for a DU college campus in the national capital. So we'll see how this plays out. But very, very interesting. And let's get you our next reporter also, because while we talk about really this debate over Savarkar College, remember, the Aam Aadmi Party hasn't said a word on this entire issue. And that's because very often their political leanings are very, very similar to that of the BJP. And in the national capital, it's coming down perhaps to also the Hindu vote. Arvind Kejriwal is heightened really his religious outreach. He's visiting temples. You're seeing Hindutva clearly written, front and center of their campaign. The AAP has accused the BJP of demolishing temples in Delhi. The AAP has also gone ahead and announced tolls for priests. Kejriwal has also shot off a letter to RSS chief Mohan Bhagwat. Let's decode for you AAP's Hindutva push right now.
With Delhi elections just weeks away, Aam Aadmi Party chief Arvind Kejriwal is seeking divine intervention. He's been on a temple run. seeking blessings from Bajrang Bali to Sri Balaji. In the run-up to the crucial assembly polls, the former Delhi Chief Minister and his party have made Hindutva one of their big calling cards. On Wednesday, Atishi accused the BJP of intending to dismantle at least 6 temples in the capital. She claims the demolition has been facilitated by the Delhi Lieutenant Governor.
जब मैंने एलजी साहब को चिट्ठी लिखी तो उनके ऑफिस ने कई मीडिया वालों को कहा कि ऐसा कोई भी निर्णय मंदिर तोड़ने का नहीं हुआ। ये सरासर झूठ है।
पिछले विधानसभा चुनावों से पहले शाहीन बाग उठाया, उत्तर पूर्वी का दंगा करवाया कि किसी तरह से चुनाव जीत जाए। अब दिल्ली में धार्मिक उन्माद कैसे बिगाड़ा जाए तो मंदिरों का नाम ले रहे हैं। सारी उम्र तो आपने मंदिरों की चिंता की नहीं, भगवान राम का अनादर किया, अब इनको मंदिरों की याद आ रही है।
The latest salvo from Aam Aadmi Party came days after the party announced 18,000 rupees per month honorarium for temple priests and Gurudwara Granthis. Kejriwal targeted the BJP, portraying the Saffron Party as being antithetical to the interests of Hindus in Delhi. Kejriwal's rhetoric is centered on framing the BJP as an adversary of the Hindu sanctity, while projecting his party as a protector and promoter of religious values. The Aam Aadmi Party convener also shot off a letter to RSS chief Mohan Bhagwat on New Year's Day, asking if the RSS supports the BJP's wrongdoings. Kejriwal asked if the RSS supports BJP buying voters. Does the organization think that striking off names of Dalits from voter list is good for democracy? And if RSS feel that the BJP is weakening the democracy?
जो पार्टी सिर्फ और सिर्फ दिन रात झूठ बोलती है, वो भारतीय जनता पार्टी उस केजरीवाल पे सवाल उठा रही है जिन्होंने बिजली फ्री किया, पानी फ्री किया, शिक्षा फ्री किया, इलाज फ्री किया। कॉमेडी सर्कस के पात्र बन गए हैं भारतीय जनता पार्टी के लोग, इसलिए उनकी बातों को गंभीरता से नहीं लेना चाहिए।
आप कह रहे हैं कि वोट कटवा रहे हैं, अरे वोट काटने का काम जो है या वोट जोड़ने का काम इलेक्शन कमीशन का है। आपको कुछ अगर प्रॉब्लम है तो इलेक्शन कमीशन को चिट्ठी लिखिए। आप परम पूजनीय मोहन भागवत जी को चिट्ठी लिख रहे हैं, उससे क्या होने वाला है? सिर्फ और सिर्फ डाइवर्जन टैक्टिक्स और कुछ नहीं है। लेकिन दिल्ली की जनता को आप जितने मर्जी रेवड़ी बांटते रहिए, दिल्ली की जनता आपको इन मुद्दों पर छोड़ने वाली नहीं है।
केजरीवाल देर सवेर अपनी जो असली है, जो आरएसएस के बेसिक एजेंट हम इसको कहते हैं, वो बाहर निकल आता है। एक तरफ तो कहते हैं कि इनकी जो मानसिकता है, इनकी विचारधारा जहरीली है, देश के एंटी है, फिर आप उनको सवाल लिखते हैं। तो होता क्या है कि जब आदमी जो अंदर से, हम लोग जो कहते हैं ना, जो एक बार संघी है वो जिंदगी भर संघी रहता है।
क्या लिख दिया अरविंद केजरीवाल जी ने? एक अकाउंटेबिलिटी की बात की ना, कि कैसे आरएसएस जो एक मदर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है भाजपा की, क्या समर्थन करती है उस भाजपा का जो खुलेआम परवेश वर्मा पैसे बांट रहे हैं, काला धन घर में रखा हुआ है, पैसे बांट के कह रहे हैं कि मुझे वोट देना। क्या इस बात का समर्थन करना ठीक है? इस बात का जवाब मांगा। इस बात का जवाब मांगा कि एक बौखलाई हुई भाजपा कैसे जेन्युइन वोटर्स के नाम दिल्ली में कटवा रही है।
The BJP has called Aam Aadmi Party's Hindutva flex politically motivated, saying it is an attempt to divert from governance issues. Will Hindutva be a factor in the battle for Delhi? Bureau Report, India Today.
What's often referred to as the Erupts election model has been a lot to do with freebies also that Kejriwal has announced in the election cycle, this time being no different, considering that they've promised doles for women and also, of course, free medical treatment for citizens above 60, besides a slew of other freebies that have been announced. It's not something new to Indian politics, but Arvind Kejriwal's style of politics in the national capital of free water, free electricity has grown much beyond that into so many other freebies that we're listing out for you. I explain in our next report the cost of these freebies, how it started and how it's taken root in the national capital. It's election season in Delhi and the focus is once again on Revdi culture or freebie culture. The Aam Aadmi Party has announced free water, free power, free healthcare and whatnot. But let's now decode for you the history of freebie culture in India and if this kind of politics actually hurts the country's economy. Freebies. The practice of handing out doles to people has become a practice, a norm, a part and parcel every election season. So let's tell you how this started and how it's become intrinsic to Indian politics. First, let's start with the basics. What does the term freebie actually mean? Essentially, that something is being given free of cost. I'm sure you've heard the word revdi a lot before, and if you're wondering what it is, it's the Hindi word for freebies. But it's important here to make a distinction between the types of freebies, between welfareism and a freebie. So what's the difference? I'll highlight it using examples. Now, promising free education, offering midday meals, that's a welfare scheme. That's welfareism being pushed. Giving free cycles, TVs, mixers, grinders, those are all outright freebies. So let's now talk about the history of freebies in India, for which we have to go back in time to the 1950s. It was in Tamil Nadu first that we saw freebies actually taking root. K. Kamaraj, then Chief Minister of erstwhile Madras State, introduced SOPs like free education and free meals for school students. And then every leader in Tamil Nadu followed suit, upping the ante essentially also on these kind of promises and schemes. In 1977, Dr. MGR, as Chief Minister, used midday meals to attract more children to school. And to date, the scheme is active in Tamil Nadu and, of course, has been emulated by almost every state in the country today. But it was also Tamil Nadu that moved beyond welfareism. Free TVs, mobiles, cycles, grinders, mixies, you name it, it was offered in party manifestos and has become a part and parcel of Dravidian politics. It's worked in wooing voters, but the welfare schemes also that Tamil Nadu parties focus on have helped in ensuring that the economy of Tamil Nadu isn't dented. And it was bound to become a national talking point as well, because regional parties, most of them now offer freebies. I'll give you a few examples. Naveen Patnaik's 1 rupee per kilo rice scheme in Odisha. Nitish Kumar's free bicycle scheme for school-going girls in Bihar. Jai Lalita's distribution of 8-gram gold for brides. Mamata Banerjee's cash incentives for girls and health insurance scheme in West Bengal. Subsidized food grains by Yogi Adityanath in Uttar Pradesh. And then in Delhi, free electricity, water from Arvind Kejriwal's government in Delhi was promised years ago and continues now. The AAP, interestingly, in 2015, when it came to power with a promise of free water and free power, cracked that code of freebies. And since then, every party has attempted to emulate the model to woo voters in state polls and in national polls too. For example, the Congress's 5 guarantees that it promises in every state. The BJP has claimed that they're against freebie politics. Prime Minister Modi has repeatedly spoken out against this freebie culture and has said it's dangerous for the country. But now, looking at the BJP's manifestos in, let's say, Haryana or Jharkhand, the BJP essentially has modelled freebies as welfareism, but has also promised doles to vote banks. So let's ask the crucial question here. Who pays for these freebies? Well, the answer to that is simple. You do. It is unfortunately the state exchequer that pays for freebies, and in states where the economy can handle it, it doesn't feel a pinch. There isn't a dent. It's a whole other story, however, when states are already financially crippled. The cost of these freebies for some states is estimated to be as high as 96,000 crore rupees, or 2.2% of a state's GDP. Let's take a look at some of these examples. Freebies or subsidies in Maharashtra could cost the state up to 960 billion rupees, or about 2.2% of the GDP in the state. In Karnataka, it's about 1.9% of the state GDP. Telangana, it's about 352 billion rupees, roughly 2.2% of the GDP of the state. But what do all these numbers mean? Essentially, that there's very little room for development. In Karnataka, the Congress government has admitted repeatedly that they have no money for development because they have to fulfill their guarantees, and therefore they've hiked up prices of essentials. What that means effectively is that you're actually paying for these so-called freebies one way or another. In poll-bound Delhi, Kejriwal has announced 1,000 rupees per month for women, which is projected to cost 4,560 crores annually. With that, Delhi's subsidy bill nears 11,000 crores, which means in the next financial year, Delhi is actually staring at a budgetary deficit. But who cares? Because it's getting votes. So are there any guidelines? Who draws the lines essentially on freebies? Let me highlight here what the Supreme Court said on December 9th, 2024 on freebies, and I'm quoting here. For how long can freebies be given? Why don't we work to create job opportunities, employment and capacity building for these migrant workers? Now, there have been multiple petitions before the Supreme Court. They exist even now, seeking restrictions on freebies. And the top court in the past repeatedly has put the onus on the Election Commission. The EC on its part has said it's impossible to curb what parties mentioned in their manifesto, but has issued guidelines. So under its MCC, which is Model Code of Conduct Guidelines, the Election Commission has said, and I quote, "In the interest of transparency, level playing field and credibility of promises, it's expected that manifestos also reflect the rationale for the promises and broadly indicate the ways and means to meet the financial requirements for it. Trust of voters should be sought only on those promises which are possible to be fulfilled." But is the above followed? Not really, as political parties have never actually disclosed the cost of freebies they promise or the repercussion it has on the state economy. Shifting focus, years after the Udayanidhi Stalin controversy over his comments on Sanatan Dharma, it's been reignited, rekindled by Kerala Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan, who's also attacked Sanatan Dharma, saying essentially it promotes casteism and monarchy. Now, with Pinarayi Vijayan, despite all of the outrage making it clear he stands by that statement, it's been interesting to see the kind of political reactions coming in. The BJP particularly has put the onus on India allies of the left to come out and speak, saying what exactly is their stand. Do they back this comment? And here's where the Congress is in a bit of a soup because of their tricky ties with the left, where in Kerala they are rivals versus otherwise being allies. And that's why the Kerala Congress has condemned what Pinarayi Vijayan has said. The central leadership completely mum on the Chief Minister's comments.
The Sanatan slander controversy has been reignited. Years after Udayanidhi Stalin, it is Kerala Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan who is in the eye of the Sanatan storm.
ഇന്നും ഇടക്കിടക്ക് ഇന്ത്യൻ രാഷ്ട്രീയത്തിൽ മുഴങ്ങിക്കേൾക്കുന്ന വാക്കാണ് സനാതന ഹിന്ദുത്വം. രാജാധിപത്യത്തിനും വർഗീയാധിപത്യത്തിനും ഒരുപോലെ പ്രിയപ്പെട്ടതാകുന്നു ഈ വാക്ക് എന്നത് ശ്രദ്ധിക്കണം.
It is over this comment that the Kerala Chief Minister is facing political fire, but he's sticking to his Sanatan criticism.
ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞത് എന്താണോ ആ പറഞ്ഞതിൽ നിൽക്കുന്നു. നിങ്ങൾ പറഞ്ഞതായിരിക്കില്ല ഞാൻ ചിലപ്പോൾ പറഞ്ഞത്. ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞ കാര്യങ്ങളിൽ ഉറച്ചു നിൽക്കുന്നു. അത് വോട്ട് ബാങ്ക് പൊളിറ്റിക്സ് ആണെങ്കിൽ വേറെയല്ലേ എടുക്കേണ്ടത്. ഇവിടെ കാണേണ്ടത് ശ്രീനാരായണ ഗുരു സനാതന ധർമ്മത്തിന്റെ ഭാഗമായി അവതരിപ്പിക്കേണ്ട കാര്യമില്ല എന്നാണ് ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞത്.
The comment has triggered a political war of words nationally and once again has spelled trouble for the India bloc. The BJP has demanded answers from the Congress on whether they agree with their allies' Sanatan stand.
I would like to know what is the Congress party's stand? Why the Congress national leadership is silent on this? Because Congress being part of the India alliance, they have been supporting the communist parties as well as DMK.
The Congress seems confused on their stand. While Kerala Congress leaders have condemned the comment, there has been no comment from the central leadership.
I have differences of opinion with the Honorable Chief Minister of Kerala. He said the Varnasrama and Chadurvarnya are part of Sanatana Dharma. Not. Sanatana Dharma is the cultural legacy of our nation. Now the Chief Minister is trying to provide the legacy of Sanatana Dharma to Sangha Parivar. We are not ready to give it to Sangha Parivar.
Amid political fire from the BJP, the left has backed Chief Minister Vijayan's remarks on Sanatan Dharma.
We are opposed to Sanatan. We think Sanatan is an ideology which perpetuates inequalities, which perpetuates caste system, which perpetuates patriarchy. So we are opposed.
The debate over Sanatan Dharma and the war of words have been rekindled with Chief Minister Vijayan's remark. Will the left's India bloc allies pay the political price for these comments? Bureau Report, India Today.
And that's all we have time for in this edition of 6 p.m. Prime. Coming up on the other side is with Nikhil Nas, the big scoop on Team India's playing 11 tomorrow against Australia. Sources suggest that Rohit Sharma could be rested.
Motorola Razr 50 Ultra comes with Google Gemini.
I don't read the news.